In 1970, a gas station attendant could buy a house, support a family, and retire with a pension. Today, you can have a master's degree and 2 side hustles, and you're still splitting rent with 3 roommates. Why does it feel like you're running a race where the finish line keeps moving further away? The media says it's your lifestyle. Politicians say it's the other side, but the math doesn't lie. The middle class isn't just struggling, it's being erased from the economy. This is a slow-motion robbery of your time and your life. In this video, we aren't talking about savings tips. We are talking about why the system is designed to keep you on a treadmill that never stops. Let's look at the exact moment the deal was broken. Between 1945 and 1971, if you worked harder, you got richer. But in 1971, the link between your hard work and your paycheck was severed. Productivity went vertical, but wages went sideways. You are now producing 3 times more value for the economy than your grandfather did, but you're struggling to buy the same loaf of bread. Where did that extra wealth go? It didn't disappear. It was harvested. While the everything bubble grows, the value of your labor shrinks. You are effectively working for free for 4 hours every single day, and that value is being funneled into the top 0.1%. This isn't a conspiracy, it's a chart. Think about what happened in 1971. The gold standard was abandoned, and the era of unlimited fiat began. You are now trapped in a digital hamster wheel. While your productivity skyrocketed, your purchasing power was buried in the ground. You are working 40 hours a week today and still can't afford what your grandfather bought with 20 hours of labor. The system has stolen your time. You aren't just earning money, you are selling the remaining years of your life for a currency that loses value every single day. This isn't progress. It's sophisticated slavery. Now let's talk about why your bank account feels like a leaking bucket. Inflation isn't just prices going up. Inflation is the sound of your money dying. Since 2020, the amount of currency in circulation has exploded. When you flood the world with paper, the paper becomes worth less. Your taxes are taken before you even see your paycheck. But inflation? That's the tax they take after you've already paid. It's the perfect crime. If you save cash, you are literally losing a percentage of your life every year. The system is set up to reward those who own assets and punish those who trade their time for a currency that the government can print for free. Inflation is not a natural disaster. It is an invisible tax. When the government prints money, every dollar in your bank account becomes lighter. You spent your blood and sweat to save, and they devalued it with the press of a button. The price of milk didn't go up. The value of your money went down. The middle class thinks they are saving, but they are actually sitting in a sinking ship. The harder you work, the faster the system drains the fruits of your labor. The wealthy hide in assets, while the middle class dies holding cash. The biggest dream of the middle class was home ownership. But look at what's happening now. It's not just that houses are expensive, it's that you are being outbid by algorithm. Massive institutional investors are buying up entire neighborhoods with cash. They don't want to be your neighbor, they want to be your landlord. They are turning the American dream into a permanent subscription. The goal is simple: a society where you own nothing and pay for everything monthly. From your house to your car to your software, you are being turned into a source of recurring revenue for Wall Street. When you can't own property, you can't build generational wealth. You become a digital serf in a corporate kingdom. These institutional giants aren't here to be part of the community. They are here to be your masters. Today, the average person isn't buying a home. They are competing against entities with infinite capital. Their agenda is clear. You will own nothing and be happy. They want you to rent your life. Your home, your car, your music, even your basic needs are becoming monthly subscriptions. When a generation loses the ability to own land, they lose the ability to hold power. You become a mere user, funneling the majority of your hard-earned income into the pockets of corporate landlords. They told us college was the golden ticket, but for many it became a debt trap. We've created a system where 22-year-olds start their lives with $50,000 in debt at 7% interest. That's not an education. That's a chain around your neck. You spend the first 15 years of your career just trying to get back to zero. This is the new feudalism. In the old days, you worked the Lord's land. Today, you work to pay the bank's interest. Stock market has become a high-speed casino where retail investors are often just exit liquidity for the big players. The game isn't designed for you to win. It's designed for you to keep playing until you have nothing nothing left. A degree is no longer a ticket to success. It's a mortgage on your youth. We've built a world where an 18-year-old is given a massive loan but is never taught how money actually works. Why? Because a person in debt never asks questions. They just work to make the next installment. The system doesn't want geniuses. It wants compliant workers who grind from dawn to dusk and pay taxes. Even in the market, you are being played. By the time you read the news, the big players have already cashed out. You aren't an investor to them. You are their exit door. Think about the irony. You are told to study for 20 years just to get a permission slip to work for someone else. You are trading the best years of your life, your health, your energy, your 20s, just to service the interest on a loan for a skill that AI might replace by next Tuesday. The banks don't care if you succeed. They only care if you're a good debtor. They have gamified your survival. Every time you swipe that credit card or look at your student loan balance, you are feeding a machine that thrives on your anxiety. You aren't building a career. You are building a cage. So, is the middle class dead? For those who follow the old rules, yes. Saving dying paper money and hoping for a miracle won't work anymore. The world has shifted. The gap between the new poor and the asset owners is widening every single day. The system isn't broken. It's working exactly how it was designed. It's designed to keep you busy, tired, and in debt. The only way to survive is to stop thinking like a worker and start understanding how assets work. You have to protect your time because that is the only thing they can't print more of. If this video opened your eyes, share it with someone who is still sleeping. The window to change your path is getting smaller. Don't get left behind. The middle class was a temporary fluke of history, a 50-year window that is now slamming shut. We are returning to a world of lords and peasants, only this time, the lords are corporations, and the peasants have 5G. If your only source of income is your time, you are in a losing battle against a printing press that can create billions of dollars in a heartbeat. You cannot outwork inflation. You cannot outsave the devaluation of your soul. The old rules were a social contract that the other side already shredded. They stopped playing fair decades ago, while you're still trying to play by the handbook they wrote for you. The death of the middle class isn't accidental, it's mathematical. The old paths are closed. If you are still doing what your parents did, saving money, getting a job, buying a house, you are playing a game you've already lost. The world is splitting into two, those who control assets and those who spend their entire lives grinding for those assets. The reset has begun. Now you must choose. Will you be the fuel for the system, or will you rise above it? Open your eyes before the window closes forever. This isn't just about money. It's about sovereignty. It's about who owns your mornings and who decides your worth. The system wants you distracted. It wants you fighting over politics, culture wars, and mindless entertainment while they quietly consolidate every square inch of the planet. Reality is calling, and it's a cold wake-up call. You can either stay comfortable in a burning house, or you can find the exit. Stop being a spectator in your own life. Start acquiring things that the government can't inflate away, and that Wall Street can't steal through a subscription. The future belongs to the few who see the trap before it snaps shut. Which side of history will you be on? The choice is yours, but the clock is ticking.
The system is doing its job. The real question is, will you change? Don't let your hard work rot in fake paper currency. Convert your time into real assets and skills. Wake up, learn the game, and break these digital chains to build your own path.